We're going to do an experiment called the oxidation experiment. And we're going to take an apple, and I'm going to cut it into 4 parts, because see, there's 4 ways we're going to do this. 1 part, which would be, what fractional part of an apple? If I cut it into 4 parts, that would be 1/4. 1 part, I'm not going to put anything on it at all. It says nothing. I'll just let it sit there. The other part, what am I going to put on it? Lemon juice. Another part, I'm going to put what on it? Water. And another part, apple juice. So we'll do that, and I'm going to set the quarters in these parts so we'll remember which one is which. And then we're just going to set it somewhere, and we'll pretend like it's not there. And then in an hour, we'll check on it and see how it has changed. What are your predictions? What are your predictions about these 4 different things? Do you think they'll be different, the same? So I'm going to cut it into 4ths. Now notice the blade of the knife is down, and I cut the apple so that the flat part is down on the cutting board. All right, so I've got 4 parts. I've got 4 parts on the plate. Here is one that says nothing. You didn't put anything on it, right? Okay. In this little container, I have lemon juice. Would you take this lemon juice and just pour it on the open cut part of the apple? Don't waste it, because that's all the lemon juice I have. Cover all of the open part with lemon juice. Very nice. So the next part, I'm supposed to put apple juice. I'm going to lay this in here, and you know what? Since this is clear full, I'm just going to pour it. All right. So the last part just says water, so I need to have some water. So we need to lay this somewhere so that we won't be messing with it. I'm going to put it over here on this big table. So we're going to learn some facts about apples, and this is a book called Apples, and it's by Gail Gibbons, and she writes lots of stories, and most of her stories are true stories. As we go through the story, I may be asking you some questions about the things that happen on the page. We want you to be kind of apple experts. And then we're going to be apple taste testers. Some different kinds, and we'll see what you like. You bet. You're going to be making a scoring card for your apple taste testing. And this is your judging scorecard. So everybody give me thumbs up when you have a card. The first way we're going to judge our apples is just by the way they look. And that is called appearance. On one side of your card, I would like you to write the word appearance. And appearance means the way it looks. Then flip your card over, and on the back, write the word taste. I have 4 apples, and the only thing you're going to know about these apples is what their number is, okay? You're not going to know their name until I get ready to tell you their names. Now, what I want you to do is decide which one looks the best to you, and then go back and write it on your card where it says appearance. You decide. If I went to the store or to an apple orchard, I would choose that one because it's my favorite apple. And it's so delicious. I just want that apple. And when you have the number written down, flip your card over so all I see is where it says the word taste. Okay, next part. I know that you're going to want to taste. So our tasting scorecard is going to be on a plate. So the person that has the plates in your group, would you give everyone in your group a plate? As soon as you get your plate, use your pencil and make your plate look like this. So we'll get the apple slices passed out. You should not touch any of them until you have all 4, and I say go ahead and try them, okay? I want you to think about how it tastes. Think about your favorite kind of apple. Think about, do you like the skin? Do you like the texture? Do you like the sweetness, the sourness? Just go around the circle, take 1 bite out of each one, and then take another bite. Decide what your favorite one is, and write it on the side of your card that says taste. Okay, so do a little experimenting, decide what you like the best. If you chose apple number 2 for your best looking apple, raise your hand. All right, so what was the choice for the best looking apple? Number 4, the Honeycrisp. Okay, now let's go over to best taste, and we'll see how the 2 numbers compare. Flip your card over to your taste card. And here's our finished graph. It's kind of fun to see, isn't it? Yeah, usually we just have to draw them on the board. So the favorite looking one was our Honeycrisp. The favorite tasting one was our Granny Smith. bacteria. Is it a good thing?
Bad.
Actually, sometimes it can be good.
Sometimes it can be good or sometimes it can be bad.
Okay, so how can it be bad? And what can happen if you get the wrong kind of bacteria?
They will make you sick.
And we don't want you to be sick, right? So, 6 steps to safer fruits and vegetables. Step number 1, when you go, and we're talking about fruits and vegetables that you buy in the store, in the farmer's market, and even if you pick them out of your garden. When you go to the store, if you're going to buy something fresh, you're supposed to check it. Bring your apples back here, and I'm going to have you dump them into this container and throw your plate away. The next thing it says it needs is 3 cups of quick cooking oats, quick 1-minute oats, because we're going to make this in the microwave. So I'm measuring it up to 3 cups. This is a 1-quart measure.
What?
That look like 3 cups?
Yeah.
Okay, dump it in. Ooh. Then we need to add some ground cinnamon, and it says we need 1/2 of a tablespoon. Dump it in, okay? And then it also needs to have some salt, and the salt is 3/8 of a teaspoon. So the salt gives it just a little bit of flavor. The other ingredient, which is kind of interesting because it's oatmeal, we're going to put apple juice in it instead of water. And it calls for 5 1/4 cups. How many cups are in that measure?
4.
So I need to fill that one up, right?
And then fill another.
And fill another one. Tell me when it gets up to 4.
Well, it looks like.
Looks like a lot, doesn't it?
Right there.
Is that 4? All right. So then I need to dump it. It will soak right in, because you know what? I bet this container will be clear full of oatmeal.
Mm-hmm.
And then it says I need 1 1/4 cup more. So I've got 1, and the 1/4 is going to be like right there. So you tell me when it gets to that spot. We need a couple of stirrers. All right, let's have, you want to stir it?
I want to
Stir it gently. We don't want to slop it all over the place. Let's move this guy. Okay, now you set back and we'll let someone else do it. We haven't left anyone out. Okay, we made an executive decision here with all these food and nutrition. Guys, listen up. We decided to hold off on the rest of the apple juice and see how thick it is. And we may not need it because it looks pretty juicy. And if it's super duper thick or really, really hot, we can add that apple juice so it cool it off a little bit so you guys can eat it right away. So Leslie is going to take this to where your microwave is, and it says on the recipe that we need to microwave it on high for 3 to 4 minutes, stirring once after 2 minutes. Stir and let cool 1 minute before serving.
This is really good, and I would never forget about it because I feel like I'm in heaven.
So, what I'm going to do, everybody listening, you should be, everybody sit on your knees. So you're all doing the same thing. I'm going to have you change your body position as we go through it because it moves different parts of your body. What I'm going to have you put your hands behind your back, and then when I say go, you reach out your right hand, it's got to be right hand, and the first person to grab the apple / orange with your right hand, hold it up, and you're the winner. Okay? It's going to go really fast. Hands behind your back. And remember, you're going to use your right hand. If somebody holds the apple up with their left hand, then they're disqualified. Okay? Got to think about this, don't you? You're thinking, right. Ready, set, go. Oh, right. Hold it up. Okay, put the apple back. This time I want everybody to sit cross-legged, like Indian style.
Indian style.
Yep, Indian style. Now, this time, put your hands behind your back. Oh, no, you know what? Put your hands on top of your head. And I want you to grab the apple with your left hand. And I'm going to say, I'll say, ready, set, go. Ready, whoa, that was practice. Gotcha. Ready, set, go. Winner holds it up. Okay. We have some examples of some different, what's this one?
Angry Bird.
But what is the vegetable that it's decorating? The pumpkin. We also have, so here's our pumpkin. We'll label that pumpkin. And we also have a couple other kinds of squash. This is a squash out of my garden that is called an acorn squash. And it's not much bigger than an acorn, is it? It was so dry last summer that my acorn squash did not grow very well. But is it kind of shaped like an acorn? A little bit. So this is an acorn squash. We have one that's called Delicata, which is this one.
That's a carnival.
This the carnival?
Yeah.
Oh, this is the Delicata. Okay, I had Delicata too. I'm thinking stripes. It's kind of a long stripy one. It has a very yellowy color inside of it called Delicata. Then we have spaghetti squash. Anybody know what that looks like inside? It looks like spaghetti. It's all stringy and people have it instead of pasta. So we have that. And then we have one called Carnival. It's kind of a cool name, isn't it? It looks kind of festive. I don't know what color it is inside. Do you know?
Like an acorn.
Like an acorn. And I brought one that she didn't know I was going to bring, and it's called Buttercup. And this was growing in my garden. It has kind of a different shape. Sometimes it looks like it's more of a flower at the top, like a buttercup. So that's called a buttercup, and it is dark orange inside, and we really like them. So these two came from my garden, and these were from Janet's. So winter squash has a much thicker skin. Summer squash are like zucchini and crookneck, which is yellow squash, and it's really soft and you eat the skin. But these are hard, and you can keep them in your basement or store them somewhere where it's cool and dry for the whole winter, and you can enjoy them. They are often baked, and then we scoop the meat or the filling out and leave the skin behind. We throw that into our compost. So winter squash. Which one appears to be turning
Nothing.
or oxidizing?
Nothing.
Nothing. So I put nothing on it. Which ones look like they are the brightest color? I mean, the
I think the
whitest.
lemon juice. Yeah, lemon juice.
Okay, how's the water one looking?
Pretty. Not that.
Starting to get a little brown. Okay, now how about the apple juice one?
Oh, it's starting to
Kinda
get
brown
rotted.
on this
You know what? Is apple juice much different than the water one?
Yeah.
They're very similar. So if you were choosing one of these ways to save apples so that they wouldn't turn brown when you wanted to give them to people or send them in somebody's, what would you put on them?
Nothing.
To keep it looking as white as possible, what would you put on it?
Lemon juice.
Lemon juice?